go. Thank you. Okay. Hide it. This one. The clicker. The clicker of power. Hey guys, yeah, so Rudy is dead right. We trainers are weird people, and to continue on with our Hug Yourself theme, well, I am going to get you to please stand up and rise. Because we didn't do the national anthem yet. So I'm going to sing the Australian national... No, I'm not. Good. I'll put one hand up high, do this one, turn the palms to facing behind, give yourself one of these on the back. Yes, right, feels good, right? So yes, you really got that. So it's it. Good, take a seat. Sit down before you hurt yourselves. All right. So, because seriously, you guys made the choice to get out here. I'm sure there was someone else that was like, you're not going to stay home and watch Golden Girl reruns, and you were like, no, I'm going to get out of the house, come down to this auditorium, see what this thing's about. What I loved is I had a bit of time to chat with some of you ahead of time, and I said, what are you here to see? And no one said, I'm here to see Jamie Atlas, which is a bit of a disappointment, but they did say, I don't know. I just want to learn more about health and fitness. So I came here to see something. So the fact is that you guys didn't have a specific thing to see. You just knew that this was the place you wanted to be. So you made a choice. And that choice brought you here. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself so far. I'm doing a presentation, then it's intermission, and we have like yummy treats. I think we have like a bowl of marshmallows and other stuff. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm... As a personal trainer, one of the things that when Cole presented me with the idea of doing this presentation, I was really excited. One of the things that I've been doing this about 20 years, and I'm constantly looking for different ways to try and help my clients. One of the things I've been really struggling with, sorry, I'm from Australia, so I talk funny. So if you don't understand, just smile and nod. That's what everyone else does good. Some of you understand, yes, some of you, yes. I'll smile and nod, yes. So what I realized is that despite my work, despite my hours, I would slave over the right kind of program, and then I would say, here's a nutrition plan you can follow for 42 days before you quit it, right? So then I would come back and I would say, how'd it go? And they'd say, oh, I'm doing really good. And I'd say, great. And they'd say, the Christmas holiday party is tomorrow night. And I'd say, just make the best decisions you can. And then I'd come in the next time and I'd say, how'd it go at the holiday party? And they'd say, I made the worst decisions I could have. And so I ask why. Why do they make these decisions? When they know I'm going to be standing right there by the door like a puppy dog waiting for them to walk in so I can ask them how they've been eating. And despite the fact that my intimidating posture and repeated threats of push-ups and all sorts of other nonsensical punishments, they still chose to eat foods that weren't on the plan, that they knew wouldn't help them towards their goal. And all of us, I think, have had that situation where someone has offered us something. Whether it's food, maybe it's a choice. Maybe it's a case of where I might say, you know what, I think I'm going to go for a walk around the park. And then a friend calls you up and says, hey, let's go grab a coffee, and maybe a muffin, and then a croissant, and then something else sweet. Maybe, okay. Yes, cookies, yeah. And so then, or let's do a cookie exchange. You know, cookie exchange, great idea, right? You Americans squeezing in delicacies any way you can. So what happens is someone makes this offer, and maybe we've thought in our mind, I'm going to go for a walk around the park because that would be a great thing to do. And then someone calls up and says, oh man, I'm having a terrible day. I just need to talk it over. Can you come meet me for a coffee? And you go, well, that can wait, right? And so you make the choice to go hang out with your friend, which is a good choice. And then you go to work the next day and someone says, hey, guess what? I made you these brownies because I know you love nuts, so I put nuts in them because nuts are healthy, right? So I made these brownies and I put lots of fudge like icing on top, and here, try it. And they hand it in front of you. And just the other day, I was talking with Nylene. Yes, I was talking with Nylene earlier, and she was saying how she's recently joined Weight Watchers. And I said, congratulations, the most important part is starting. However, what I know is that Nylene has just started. Thankfully, she missed all the Christmas parties and all that kind of rigmarole that we go through at this time of year. But maybe, just maybe, pretty soon she's going to have a friend call her up and say, hey, I made this just for you. It's funny that we always make these like really sweet, like high-calorie treats. Like I've never had someone call up, you know, like sort of wander past my desk when I was working in an office and say, hey, Jamie, I made you this special celery and carrot stick delicacy, huh? Here you go, yeah, try that. Get that in here, yeah. So no, that never happens. It's always something mischievous. Let's be naughty together and eat it together. So what happens is and this is what happens. So I've been frustrated because I was trying to get my clients to lose weight, to be healthy, to make good choices. And I realized that I can give them all the tools in the world, all the best diet plans, all the best workout plans. But the bottom line is they need to be able to say no. They need to be able to say no to these people that are making offers to them. Okay, I'm going to try the button. Good. Sweet. Good. Why diets fail? State of the waistline, state of the lifestyle. Knowledge is not power. Is there another one? Sweet. Good. So state of the waistline. We're all getting larger, okay? We're not shrinking, that's for sure. What's happening is that we are being presented with more and more choices. If anyone's traveled overseas, like I remember going to Italy after, I've been here about 13 years, and I remember going to Italy with the in-laws about 5 years ago. Don't recommend it. And so when I went to Italy, what happened was I sort of sat down and I thought, did I order the children's meal? Is that what happened? Like I've grown accustomed to the portion sizes in this country. And I thought, okay, I can get used to this, sure. So I just ordered 2 or 3 of them, it was fine. But what happened was I started to realize that, these smaller portion sizes, these healthier options, these options that are just simple, real foods are what these people eat in these European countries, in other countries where they don't have to struggle with where do I find 4XL pants. State of the lifestyle. Our lifestyle, we've never had more remotes. See, heaven forbid that I exert all that energy walking over to the laptop to push the button. Whew, I already did my cardio today. I don't need that, right? So if I look at the lifestyle, more and more things are being automated, so we don't have to worry about pushing buttons or walking or going to the store or doing different things that would have been an activity, an incidental activity. If you go to Amsterdam, or anywhere in the Netherlands, what you'll find is that people cycle. And they don't cycle because they're getting ready for the Century Classic. They cycle because they're trying to get from home to work or from work to the grocery store. And then they put their stuff in their little basket and then they cycle home. They do it as part of their daily life. They find ways to be active. Now, I don't want this presentation to seem like you're all going to die. What I want it to be is a presentation where we look at where we're at right now. And there's choices that we make. But part of the reason I believe that we make those choices is because we have friends who say, I don't want to do that, don't do that with me. I want to eat this, eat that with me. Because that's sort of like, as Janelle said, we eat things, but we don't think about it. Most of you probably had a Thanksgiving party. Most of you probably have a Super Bowl party, right? The Americans have this game called football. So, which is crazy because you don't touch it with your foot and it's not really a ball. It should be called like hand oblong, but that's a whole different presentation, all right? Different presentation. So, knowledge is not power, okay? Because as I said, you can have all the books in the world, but if you can't apply it, because I might go, great, I read the diet book, fantastic. Tomorrow, I'm going to eat according to the magic pill I'm going to eat the magic pill, I'm going to read really hard and get all the stuff in this book in my head, and then I'm going to know exactly what to do, and I'll know how many calories, and then you close the book and then you walk into work and someone goes, oh my God, it's Janet's birthday, and then you go, cupcakes, yeah! How we apply knowledge is power. It wouldn't be polite to refuse food, right? You go to a friend's house and they go, or you go, I had a client actually who just didn't know what to do because he said, Jeremy, I've lost 20 pounds, but there's a problem. And I said, what's the problem? He said, I'm going home. And I said, that's great. You can go home, talk to your parents about the healthy choices you're making. He goes, you don't understand. My mother's Italian. And he said, what's going to happen is, what's going to happen is she's going to say, you need to eat until you are full. So I said, why not have a conversation with your mum ahead of time? Tell her, hey mum, I'm trying really hard to eat healthy so I can be around for a long time. You want me to be healthy, right? So make the food. I promise you I'm going to eat it and I'm going to taste it. But I don't want to stuff myself. Trust me that I want to. But trust me that if I don't, please don't make a big scene out of it. If that's a conversation that happens ahead of time, that takes the edge off it. Mum can take a few deep breaths and realize that her son does care, that he does love the food. He's already told her ahead of time, and he's going to make sure that he tells her with great enthusiasm and volume how delicious that food is. He's going to express that care and thankfulness for it in different ways other than eating it. We were raised to be on the empty plate club, right? Who's in the empty plate club? Anyone? That's right. Yeah, you're right. You can't leave it behind, right? It would take too long to send to those kids in Africa. So we eat the whole food thing. And of course, one solution is to try and get smaller plates. But you know, like that's what we read about. No one actually does that, right? No one actually does that. So if we say, you know what, I don't care how I was raised, I'm going to start the change right now. I'm going to start the change right now. And I'm going to say, I'm going to actually try to tell the waiter at the restaurant when that food arrives. I'm going to tell, if that's my mum, tell her I'm busy. So I'm going to tell the waiter at the restaurant, you know what, when that food arrives, can you bring a to-go box with it? And I'm going to put half the food in the to-go box. And I'm going to sit it to the side. I was lucky enough to train a woman who was a food critic, which is a really interesting dichotomy because she had to lose weight. And what she did was she was trying to cut out breads. So what she found is that she would go and she would tell the waiters at these high, fancy, falutin restaurants, you know what, actually I'm not eating bread. And the waiter would go, and make similar noises like that. And then basically she would receive judgment. And it was up to her to try and face that judgment. Because all of us face this judgment. Because when someone gives you this treat, they say, I made this for you, or here is my gift of care. Now, if I said, hey, I got you a book, here's a book, you wouldn't say, thanks, I don't read. Okay? But if someone gives you a cupcake and you don't want to eat it, really we grow up learning all these different strategies on how we talk to others. We grow up with these strategies, so it's like, you know, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend. Oh, he was never good for you anyway. Oh, I lost my job. Oh, they were downsizing, right? That's right. Oh, how do these jeans look? Oh, maybe try another color. We've got all these strategies we use. And then someone says, hey, here, have a cupcake. And you go, no. And you shove it right back in their face because you go, I'm not eating that. Or I'm on a diet. I don't eat that. And the other person stands here and goes, I probably shouldn't eat it either. I had a client who was in tears, called me up in tears, because she was trying to get ready for her wedding. So she was trying not to eat cupcakes. And of course, there was the office party. Everyone had cupcakes. She made the mistake of walking past the door. People said, come in, Erica, come in. She said, what's going on? She said, it's Jimmy's birthday. And we're all having cupcakes. And she said, I can't have a cupcake, getting ready for the wedding. And all of a sudden, it was this flashback to being 15 years old behind the bike sheds, and everyone's got a cigarette, and they're like, have a cigarette. No, you're not cool. And so she had a cupcake, and then called me crying, because she said, I didn't want to eat it, but I didn't know what to do. So what I'm going to tell you is this, is that how we let others keep face is what's most important. I shouldn't say, I don't eat that, but you can eat that, fatty boomsticks. Don't say that. Depending on your level of comfort with the person, of course, and how many tissues you have handy to give the person. The key piece is, and I presented this to my wife, like when it was like epiphany in my head, and I said, what I really need to do is figure out what to say to people when they offer us these things. Maybe it's food, or maybe it's choices. Maybe it's, let's go, I want to go for a walk. No, I want to stay indoors. Or I want to go try this new activity. No, new activities are scary. I just want to stay in my home. So whatever it is, when we try and present things to other people, they sometimes will hold us back. In fact, I'll promise you, if you have a chat with the trainers about it, you'll find that every one of them has a story about how they were training one person and the other person's partner, not you guys of course, the other person's partner tried to sabotage them. You know why? Because if I'm getting fit and lean and healthy, that means you're not. If you're not, then that means that every time we go to a party, everyone's going to go, Janet, you look great. Tom, you better start working on yourself. Okay, and then Tom's like, right? So Tom goes, maybe if I keep Janet fat, and unhealthy and not active, then that means I don't have to get active and healthy, right? And because getting active and healthy is more challenging than getting Janet to not eat the things, tomorrow night I'm going to bring home Janet's favorite treat. And most of this happens subconsciously because we don't want change. We resist change as a people. So what I need to do is figure out how I can make change without getting the person next to me to create the change. How much? 1 minute? Or 2 minutes? Sweet. Kyle's giving me signals. Next, I think fastball was next. Fastball? That's right. Try strike out third. So, different levels of comfort. What I want to think about is, what is your level of comfort talking to the person? I can take one strategy, which is lie. Now, we're doing through all the beautiful lies that we tell our people. So if someone says, here's a cupcake, you could say, you know what? I just ate a big lunch. If I eat that cupcake, I'm going to feel sick all day. I'm going to put it on my desk, okay? And I'm going to eat it when I'm feeling better. Thank you so much. This looks so delicious. And as soon as they walk away, you accidentally spill a cup of coffee on it. Maybe. Passive, right? It's okay. Reflective. You say, you know what? This looks great. I'm going to have some, and you know what? I want you to have some, and I want to watch you eat it because I think it looks delicious. And you know what? When you make your own food, it's so good to try it yourself, right? Basically, reflect it back on them. Say, I'll bet this was delicious. How did you not eat it all while you were making it? Be so enthusiastic to them that they forget the whole idea of offering it to you in the first place. Because sometimes we make these things expecting it. Now you get to choose. You get to choose, right? Now, when I presented this to my wife and I said, what do I do? My wife said, you know, like I said, what do you do if someone says, like, hey, have some bread? And you're like, I don't eat bread. And they're like, come on, have some bread. It's freshly baked. She said, screw you, I don't eat bread. And I said, maybe I need a slightly toned down, less aggressive approach than that. That would guarantee the person did not offer you bread again in the future. But it might not guarantee you get invited back to the party. So, different social situations. Home, work, social gatherings, special situations. Special situations, birthday parties. What I want you to do, I'm not going to try and go through these and solve each one right now. What I want you to do is to think about, spend a little time thinking about what you would do at home if maybe a family member offered you some sort of treat or tried to hold you back from making a healthy choice. What would you say that wouldn't hurt their feelings? At work, what sort of things do your co-workers bring in? What sort of things end up on their desk? What sort of things can you do so you can preempt that? In social gatherings, how can you call the host ahead of time and say, hey, I'd love to bring a salad. I'd love to bring something. How about I make a killer apple walnut chicken salad? Can I bring that? And the host will go, likely, oh, thank goodness, someone's trying to help me out. And maybe you can say to the host, by the way, I don't eat any chickens, or I don't eat red meat, so when I don't eat the red meat, please don't take it personally. It's just me. If I want to be passive, my doctor said he doesn't want me eating it. Okay? Say the doctors tell us all sorts of things nowadays, right? So areas of your world outside of fitness and nutrition, make the goal be understanding. Don't try to convince them that you're right and they're wrong. Just make them understand that you don't want it. That's all. Without hurting their feelings. Feel, felt, found. I'm tight on time, so I'm not going to get into it. But all you want to do is essentially, the bottom line is find common ground. Find common ground on how much you both love brownies. And talk about how awesome they are to bring this for you. Working towards empowerment means to find your comfort level, practice that level, study other people who have the level you desire. We probably have a friend who's already making better choices than you. I'm going to guess you have a friend that's not making as good choices as you are either. Maybe some of the friends that didn't make it here tonight. But what I want you to think about is, who are the friends that do that? And then look at them. How did they make the decision? How did John decide that he was going to go for a workout even though no one else did? Who was the guy that got up at 5 a.m. this morning? How did he make that choice? Talk to these guys. People who are making good decisions love talking about how powerful they are and how empowered they feel when they make good decisions, right? So, decide what kind of life you want to live. That's my big message to you. Because when you decide that, then you can defend it. You can start to learn strategies that will help maintain it. Because the decisions you make create the life you are. Create the person you will be. Our destiny is a summation of our choices, whether we like it or not. My name is Jamie Atlas. That's Bonza Bodies Fitness. We're a studio on 18th and Broadway. If any of you would like to show up, I would be more than happy to offer you a free half an hour of my time. No obligation, nothing like that. I just love helping people. And I love Carl for bringing me here today. Give yourselves a hand. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we're going to give away $1